Our last video was really fun and lighthearted to make. It was all about going to Disney World by yourself. Today's video is gonna be completely different. I am talking about traveling by yourself to places that are not Disney today. I'm wearing my favorite travel sweatshirt. This is like huge. It's gigantic, okay? I could fit 3 people in here with me. I love wearing this on airplanes because it's so comfortable and it's so warm and cozy, and I can wear several shirts underneath it and take layers off if I need to. Traveling by yourself, it doesn't really matter where, to a place that's not Disney World, okay, is kind of scary. As a single female, I'm 25 years old, traveling by myself can be really terrifying, daunting, scary, because there are bad people in the world. It's maybe not the best, you know, time to be traveling by yourself when you are this age, but I do it anyway because I'm not gonna let other people stop me from living my life. You shouldn't either, okay? So I am gonna share some tips and tricks today. I'm gonna talk about some stuff today about traveling by yourself that makes me feel more comfortable doing it. Something else that makes me feel more comfortable doing it is definitely experience. I went to New York City by myself when I was 20, and that was scary, okay? It was really kind of terrifying, and I am not gonna lie, I slept in the hotel room with a chair under the door, with the door dead bolted and locked. I had the do not disturb sign on the outside of the door, and I left all the lights on in the room. I don't know why. I was just terrified that whole trip at nighttime. During the day, I was fine. But at nighttime, I was terrified. Does it matter? Not really. But I do want to kind of share that first, it's okay to be scared. It's reasonable to be scared. The world is a scary place, but you shouldn't let that fear dictate your life. So I'm gonna kind of share some things today that kind of have helped me become more comfortable traveling by myself. I always travel with somebody else when I can, but that's not always possible. And so I've got some things to talk about today. I think the one thing that keeps people from traveling by themselves is safety concerns, which is totally reasonable. You should always be aware of your surroundings. I want to talk a little bit about a YouTube video. I'm going to link in the description box. You should go watch this video. Even if you're not traveling, these are things that help me on a daily basis. And when she made this video, because I have only used a few of her tricks, you know, just when she made this video and put it up a few weeks ago, I thought it was perfect, okay? And I still do. There are some things in there that are so helpful when you're traveling, when you're at home, when you are by yourself, that I think everyone should watch this video. So I'm gonna link that. Go watch it, okay? Use some of her tips and tricks. I think they're wonderful. So I'm not gonna repeat those here. Just go watch that video. When you're traveling by yourself, you may want to have some sort of self-defense mechanism. If that means you have taken a self-defense class, if that means that you know some kind of martial art that will help you defend yourself, if that means you carry a can of pepper spray, or if you carry a concealed weapon, if you decide you want to carry a weapon, please, 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 please make sure you know the laws, rules, registrations. You follow all federal and state regulations for those weapons. If you carry pepper spray, be sure, 100% sure, that what you're carrying is legal. Some pepper sprays are 4 ounces, and in the state of Florida, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but in the state of Florida, you're only supposed to carry 2 ounces. You can carry 2 ounces. You cannot carry 1 4-ounce bottle of pepper spray. Just be aware of the legal ramifications of any weapons that you do choose to carry. I'm not telling you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm just telling you to know all about what you choose to do. Something I really like to do is I have the Find My app on my iPhone. I have an iPhone. This is the 8 Plus. I don't think it really matters what version of the iPhone you have, but I have the Find My app on my iPhone, and right now I have 4 people enabled to see my location at all times. These are people that I trust, that, you know, if I'm going somewhere, even if I'm here at home in the state of Florida and I go somewhere that I think I might not be 100% comfortable, I make sure to tell somebody, hey, could you keep an eye on me today? You know, just because they know where I have been, where I'm going, because I've always got this little guy with me. And so they can kind of keep an eye on my location, which I think is helpful. The next thing kind of goes into common sense. Be responsible, be sensible, don't be stupid, okay? You should know these things. If you have never traveled by yourself, you might do some really foolish things. I'm gonna try to encourage you not to. Don't advertise on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I don't know where else you might share. Pinterest? I don't know. Don't tell people you're traveling until you get home, okay? If you don't have somebody at home that is going to take care of your home and house sit for you while you are gone, don't advertise that you're gonna be gone. You're asking for something bad to happen, okay? Maybe not in those words, please come attack my house, but it's just not safe. It's not a good choice. Don't make that choice. Use safe methods of transportation. Use like certified Lyfts or Ubers or taxi services or public transportation. Don't walk on the sidewalk and stick your thumb out and ask for a hitchhike, because you never know who's gonna pick you up, okay? It's just not safe. Use safe methods of transportation. Don't ride share with people you just met at the airport that are going to the same hotel unless it's the airport shuttle picking you up and it's a busload of people. Don't do it. That's a bad choice, okay? You don't know that person, you don't know their motives. It's just not good. Try to call somebody. Every day you're gone, try to call somebody at home. It doesn't even matter where they are. Call somebody that you trust every single day just to check in. Give them a little download of how your trip is going, but don't let a day pass where no one hears from you. That's just not, it's, anytime you listen to a murder mystery podcast, they're gonna talk about how no one had heard from this person for so many hours or so many days. It's not a good choice. Call somebody, communicate somehow with someone from home that you trust. Do your research ahead of time. Look at Google Maps, try to study where you're going. If you have a hotel room booked, like let's say you're going for a meeting, okay? Because I have compiled some of this data from when I've traveled by myself, from when my mom has traveled for work. Do your research ahead of time, okay? Obviously don't go and assume you're gonna be able to get a hotel room when you get there. Book your things ahead of time. Book your things through certified resources and websites. Call ahead to make sure that it's confirmed. Print out your registrations. Take those things with you. Make sure that you have any tickets or anything downloaded to your phone or printed out. You want to have all that stuff with you. And study where, through Google Maps, study where your location is going to be. Try to figure out where your hotel is and where you're gonna have your meals and what you're gonna do throughout the day. If you're traveling for a meeting, like I said, try to figure out how you're gonna get to that meeting center. Are you staying in the same hotel as the convention center where the meeting is being held? Are you gonna have to commute? Are you gonna have to rent a car? Are you gonna have to take public transportation like a subway or a train? Or are you gonna take a taxi? Are you gonna walk? Is it safe? Try to study the, crime of the area through, websites and news centers if you can. Just try to be aware of the surroundings that you're gonna be surrounded by when you get there. Avoid areas and people that make you feel uncomfortable. Don't put yourself in situations where you feel unsafe. If you feel unsafe, get out of that situation as quickly and calmly as possible. Walk away. Don't run unless they're chasing you, okay? Just try to be calm, try to be collected, act like you know what you're doing, be confident in situations, keep your head up, be aware of your surroundings, don't be down in your phone or your book or your laptop. Try to kind of sit up and look around every once in a while and pay attention to the people and surroundings. If you're in a coffee shop and everyone in there is calm and drinking their coffee and, you know, typing on their computers or reading their books and having a good time and it's really chill, you can probably relax in that atmosphere. If you are in a place where it makes you feel uncomfortable and the people that you are surrounded by are on edge or angry or nervous, it's probably going to put you in that mindset too, because they're in that mindset for a particular reason, okay? So try to be aware of where you are and who you're surrounded by. And if you're in an uncomfortable situation, trust your gut and leave. Let's talk about the hotel room for a minute. I check in to my hotel room as soon as I can. Even if it's before the check-in time, if I've got a bag with me that I'm dragging around, I will take it to the hotel and I will drop it off at the front desk. And I will try to get a vibe from the guy behind the front desk, you know, girl, person, individual, whatever. Sometimes they're really friendly and they can tell you, hey, your room will be ready for another couple of hours or, you know, just a few minutes or whatever. So you can always ask, hey, where's a great place to get coffee? Where can I walk to from here that would be a great thing for me to sightsee in the meantime? The people that live in these places work in these places. So if you're traveling to, I'm going to use the situation of New Orleans, okay? Because that was a recent trip that I did a couple of years ago and I thought it was wonderful. When you visit New Orleans, the people who work there live there, okay? They're not traveling from Chicago every day to work in New Orleans. That just doesn't happen. So if you find a local coffee shop, the people who work there live there, and you can ask them, what's the best pizza in town, or where can I find a really great park, or what's the best museum or the cheapest place to park downtown. You can ask these people for tips and tricks. So try to get to know those people. So getting to know your hotel staff is really helpful because they're there to serve you and help you. So let's talk a little bit about the hotel room. When I do actually get into my hotel room, I always check everything. I check the door and make sure that it closes securely and locks. I check the bathroom and make sure the sink runs and that I get hot water. The same thing with the shower, and then I make sure the toilet actually flushes and that I have toilet paper. Then I will check out all the electric plugs in the room and make sure that I'm able to plug in and charge my phone and or my laptop or whatever it is that I have with me that I need to charge. I make sure the lights work. I make sure that the TV works and the curtains, curtains close. I almost never close the curtains, but I always like to make sure that I can open and close them. I will check the bed for like bugs, not gonna lie. And then, you know, I just try to make sure that the room is to my satisfaction during the daytime. I always try to get that done during the daytime. I get into the room as soon as I can, and if it's satisfactory, then I can leave and I can do something else that's fun, go sightseeing. If the room, for any reason, needs to be changed, I want it done immediately. I don't want to wait until dark, until nighttime, until like hotel management is gone and now it's just the person behind the front desk that can help me. I want this figured out immediately if it's going to be a problem. So I try to do that during the daytime hours just because I feel more comfortable moving my stuff around in a hotel during the daytime. So let's talk a little bit about hotel room security. You have the front desk individual that's going to kind of see if there's any seedy individuals entering the hotel from the front desk. You know, there are other entrances into most hotels that they can't really regulate. They do their best, but they never really know who's coming in and who's going out. So I always use the deadbolt on the door. I lock the door. I use the chain or the like metal flap. My mom likes to put a chair in front of the door. Most of the time I will leave a light on in the bathroom and then like close the door part of the way or most of the way, just because I like to have a little bit of light in the room, because sometimes those hotel rooms can be dark, you know? So they also sell, now we don't have one of these, but we saw this on the news the other day and it's been like repeated. If you hear yipping, that is my dog sleeping. They have these security cameras that will like sit over the door, so you can like clip it over the top, and there's a security camera here that will, you know, it's like a It's like a front door security camera. It's great for apartments too. I will, if I can find one, I will try to link to it. I don't know. The last time I checked on Amazon, it was not available. If it comes back into availability, or if you have something similar like a deer camera or something you can access, it might be a good idea to have a security camera if that's something that you feel like you need. Now, some of this may feel like a lot, and if you're comfortable traveling without these things, good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. You probably don't even need to be watching this video. But some people are a little less comfortable traveling by themselves, and so I'm just trying to share every resource that I can with you. One more thing about the hotel staff. I always get a room with 2 beds. Not because I'm gonna sleep in both of them, not because I need both of them. My mom likes to get a room with 2 beds so she can put her stuff on the other bed because it's more service area. I like to get a room with 2 beds because it almost kind of tricks the front desk into thinking that there will be 2 people in that room. So, something to think about. That's why I do it, because it's sort of like tricking them into thinking that I won't be alone in that room. I do usually use the do not disturb sign on the hotel room door because I don't want the hotel staff in my room during the day. They just, like, I'm by myself. I'm not gonna be all that messy, and I don't need somebody to turn down and make my bed because I make my bed every morning anyway, so that's not important to me. If you don't mind them coming in your room, don't worry about it, but that's just a little thing that I do. Try not to dress or act like a tourist. When you're going to Disney World, that's fine. They expect you to be a tourist. They don't expect you to know what you're doing, okay? It's kind of made for people who are naive. When you are visiting a place like New Orleans, again, let's talk about New Orleans. If you're visiting that place, there are people who are going to take advantage of you if you act like you don't know where you're going or what you're doing or what you're looking for. Try to pay attention, be aware of your surroundings. Again, do your research before you go so you'll know kind of how to get there and kind of how much it's gonna cost to, you know, park the car or pay admission, if they take cash, what kind of credit cards they take, you know, what kind of resources will be available to you when you get there. Just try to be smart, be responsible, and pay attention and do your research before you go. That will kind of help you with knowing, being comfortable, knowing what you're doing, and kind of looking like you belong there and not looking so much like you're lost or like you're a tourist that's experiencing this for the first time. Take with you multiple forms of identification and multiple copies of each form of identification. Take your driver's license and take a picture of it with your phone and save it in your phone. Bookmark it or favorite it or something, put it in its own folder. Make sure that you can find a picture of your driver's license on your phone. Passport too. If you've got, you know, if you've got a form of identification that you don't want to lose, take a picture of it. Take a copy of it on a copy machine if you have one. Take it somewhere else and get a copy made. Pack them in your luggage. Take a couple extra copies with you. I don't know why you would need them, but that's something I always do, and it's always helpful just to, you know, make you feel more comfortable knowing that you're always going to have that extra form of identification with you. Let's talk about drinking when you are traveling by yourself. I love to travel and try new beers and new like local liquors. I like to travel and experience the local cuisine, which to me includes alcohol. That's part of culture. That's something that I enjoy. That's something I like to experience when I travel. When I'm by myself, I never drink to get drunk. I will have a drink. I will not have 2. I will drink water. If you are going to a meeting, let's say you're at a business function, and let's say everyone else is drinking and they kind of expect you to drink, that's peer pressure. And if you can say no to that, bravo, you know, that's wonderful. If you don't want people to know that you're not drinking, go to the bar yourself and have a conversation with your bartender. It could go something like this. Hi, can I have some water with a twist of lime in a glass? Can I have some cranberry juice in a martini glass? No one is gonna know that you're drinking cranberry juice. No one is gonna know that it's not a Cape Cod or a Cosmopolitan. No one's gonna know that your water in a glass, your club soda in a glass is not a vodka tonic with a twist of lime. No one's gonna know unless you tell them. Bartenders are excellent and they can help you. Let's say I could be pregnant. Maybe that's why I don't want to drink. I could be in AA. Maybe that's why I don't want to drink. I could be uncomfortable with people I'm around. That's another reason why I might not want to drink. These bartenders and even restaurant servers are really astute most of the time in establishments that serve alcohol. So you can be really quiet on the down low with these people and they will protect you. They will serve you what you want. And if they make you feel bad for it, shame on them, you know, but most of the time when I've done this, they're really great about it. You know, they are really respectful of any reason and you don't have to give a reason, just ask for it and they're gonna help you. So if you're at a business function and you feel pressured to drink, take the situation in hand and be in control. If you can say no, say no. If you can't say no or you don't feel comfortable, you know, being public that you're not drinking, then go to the bar and have a conversation with your bartender and your bartender is gonna help you. Again, that's not to say you can't drink. It's just to say, don't get so liquored up that you cannot control your actions, that you know, are not in control of yourself. Be responsible, always watch your drink. You know, it's easier to do now that people are supposed to be social distancing, so nobody should be within 6 feet of your drink if your drink is in your hand. But there you go. Always, you know, be responsible, be aware of your surroundings, and drinking to excess kind of mitigates that. You can't be aware of your surroundings when you are under the influence of excessive amounts of alcohol. So have one drink, you know, or don't finish the whole thing, you know, but don't drink to excess. Be responsible. Let's talk about meeting people. Traveling by yourself means you are probably alone because, like, okay, let's say you're going, again, for a meeting. You're going not to socialize, you are going to learn something, okay? You are going to accomplish a task. You're not going to have fun and sightsee with people. You might be able to meet someone that you have met at a previous meeting or someone that is like an acquaintance more than a friend or a stranger. And so if you feel comfortable going out to lunch with somebody that you have met before, or if you are going with a group of other people that you met at this meeting, that's cool. If you're going on a tour and you're traveling for pleasure, then it might be kind of fun to have lunch on the tour or with those other tour people that you were just on the tour with for several hours. That could be fun. So don't be afraid of people. Don't expect the worst from them. I mean, again, trust your gut, but it can be kind of fun to share a meal with some people that have a shared experience or shared interest with you. And since you've already been exposed to those people in an instance where you shared something together, either a meeting or a tour or something, you know, that can be really fun to talk with them for a couple of hours and you never have to see them again. If you don't have a tour booked, it can be kind of difficult to meet people when you're traveling for pleasure. So think of the things you like to do. Let's say I'm gonna go to Seattle by myself and I don't have any tours or excursions booked and I'm just going to sightsee for 4 days. I want to find a coffee shop, a local coffee shop. And this is a place that I feel like I could meet somebody that I could maybe become friends with. When I was traveling to see my dad last year, I went to a brewery called Tallgrass in Kansas, in Manhattan, Kansas. And I made friends with a guy who also did a flight. I did a beer flight, he did a beer flight, and I asked him his thoughts on them, and now we are untapped friends. So go to a place where you will have a shared interest with the people who are there. If you're into comic books, go to a local comic book store. If you are into coffee or books, go to a local coffee shop or bookstore. If you are into like adrenaline rushes and like, if you are one of those adrenaline junkies, do a zipline thing. Like, I don't know, go to a local skydiving place, but meet people in places where you would go if you were at home. So try to find people in places where you already know you're probably gonna have a shared interest. And that's a really easy way to meet people. Unfortunately, I don't have any money saving tips for you. That's not what this is all about. This is mostly about safety and feeling safe and, you know, making good choices while you're traveling. So I can't help you with saving money while you're traveling by yourself, and I'm sorry, I hope you're able to find something that helps you with that. But I do hope that you will go check out the video that I have linked in the description box down below. It is a very, very, very well done self-defense kind of video. It's safety tips and self-defense and how to kind of like protect yourself in a multitude of different ways. I didn't make this video. I have watched this woman's channel for a while. I think she's great. She did an excellent job doing research and putting this video together. And so it is linked in the description box of this video, as well as in the description box of the Disney World by Yourself video that I just put up. So please go check out that video. And if you have any questions, please leave them in a comment. I would be glad to help. I hope this helped somebody gain just a little bit of confidence when traveling by yourself. It can be scary. It's okay to be scared. It's not okay to be terrified. It's not worth that. You're probably gonna be fine, you know? But again, be responsible, make good choices, you know, use common sense. Probably gonna be fine. I hope you get to travel by yourself. I always like to travel with somebody else just because it's kind of fun to have a companion to share those experiences with. Less so for security reasons and more so for like the fun memories that you get to make. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. I talked a lot and I hope you're able to get something valuable out of it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys will see me in another video really, really soon.